Hi dear students, we have been discussing the area project management, and in project management there is project identification, evaluation, selection, etc. And one of the important area that we have to focus is market and demand analysis. Simply, it involves analyzing the future demand potential, whether our product is having future demand. So it is the study of a market for the product and estimating the total demand, whether there is demand for the product, whether there is market for the product, and what is the total demand for the product. All these are studied in case of market and demand analysis. So it is analyzing the future demand potential. It is a study of market for the product and also estimating the total demand. Then the major considerations, major factors to be considered at the time of market and demand analysis are: first one, present and prospective consumers. Who are the present consumers? Whether there is present consumers for the product, and who are the prospective consumers, potential consumers. ഭാവിയിൽ ആരൊക്കെ കൺസ്യൂമേഴ്സ് ആയിട്ട് വരാം. ദെൻ പ്രസൻറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ഫ്യൂച്ചർ ഡിമാൻഡ്, നിലവിലുള്ള ഡിമാൻഡ് എന്താണ്, വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ ഡിമാൻഡ്, വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ എക്സ്പെക്റ്റഡ് ഡിമാൻഡ് ഇൻ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ. ദെൻ വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ഡിമാൻഡ് ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂഷൻ, ഡിമാൻഡ് എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത് എടുക്കുന്നത്. ഇറ്റ് ക്യാൻ ബി ഐഡൻറ്റിഫൈഡ് ഓർ അനലൈസ്ഡ് ബൈ കൺസിഡറിങ് ജിയോഗ്രഫിക്കൽ ഏരിയ, by considering the type of consumer, income level, etc. We can study the distribution of demand. Then willingness to pay by consumers, whether the consumers are able to make payment for our product, whether our product is costly or not, whether the price is reasonable or not, whether the income of the consumers are sufficient to make payment for our product, etc. Then market mix of the competitor. What are the market mix followed by our competitor? Price, product, promotion, place or physical distribution elements. And also marketing mix of the consumers demanding. What mix actually the consumers are demanding, then we can make our own marketing mix. So these are the major considerations at the time of market and demand analysis. Next area is steps involved in market and demand analysis. The stages are: first one, analyzing the market demand and forecasting the demand. Firstly, we have to analyze the present market demand. What is the present demand? And also we have to forecast the future demand. അല്ലേ, നിലവിലുള്ള ഡിമാൻഡ് എത്രയാണ്, ഭാവിയിൽ എങ്ങനെ ഡിമാൻഡ് ഉണ്ടാവാം. ഇതാണ് അനലൈസിങ് ദ മാർക്കറ്റ് ഡിമാൻഡ് ആൻഡ് ഫോർകാസ്റ്റിംഗ് ദ ഡിമാൻഡ്. Secondly, we have to understand the competitive situation. What is the competitive situation? Who are the competitors? Or what are the strategies followed by the competitors? Which competitors' products are more accepted by the consumers? All these are to be identified, analyzing the competitive situation. Then third, understanding the trade practices. What are the trade practices prevailing in the industry or followed by the competitors or followed in the market, or the trade practices accepted by the consumers. All are to be understood by the analyst at the time of market and demand analysis. And estimating the future changes in demand and supply. We have to estimate what will be the changes in future demand, or what are the changes in future supply. All these are the steps involved in market and demand analysis. Firstly, we have to analyze the market demand and forecast the demand. Secondly, understand the competitive situation. Third, understand the trade practices. And lastly, estimate the future changes in demand and supply. Then first point was analyzing the market demand and forecasting the demand. We have to analyze the demand based on a market survey. We have to conduct a survey in the market to analyze the demand. And the survey should focus on the important areas, just like total demand of the product. What is the total demand for the product? Secondly, the segment wise breakup of the demand. We have to classify the demand potential based on different segments. For example, based on consumers, based on income level, based on sex, based on type of consumer, based on geographical area. We have to classify the consumers into different bases, and we have to analyze the demand based on these classes, these segment wise breakup of the demand. Then income elasticity of the demand. We have to relate between the income of the consumer and also the demand. The next, information relating to consumers. We have to analyze all other information relating to consumers. The next area is sources of information for demand analysis. Demand analysis in എവിടെ നിന്നൊക്കെ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കിട്ടാം. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് സോഴ്സസ് ഓഫ് ഡാറ്റ കളക്ഷൻ. ദർ ആർ ടു സോഴ്സസ് ഫോർ ഡാറ്റ കളക്ഷൻ. ഡിമാൻഡ് അനാലിസിസിന് നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു മാർക്കറ്റ് സർവേ ആണ് കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യുക. സോ ജനറലി വി ആർ യൂസിങ് പ്രൈമറി ഡാറ്റ ബിക്കോസ് in case of primary surveys, market surveys, we are actually directly approaching the consumer and directly collecting the data. So the primary data collection is an important source. That is, we are primarily directly collecting the data from the consumers, from the market. And the second source is secondary data collection. Secondary data are the already published data. It may be available in books, journals, periodicals, or other research outputs, etc. So both primary and secondary data collection tools are used for collecting information for demand analysis. Then next, methods or techniques of demand forecasting. Demand analysis അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡിമാൻഡ് ഫോർകാസ്റ്റിങ്ങിന് നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന മെത്തേഡ്സ് ഓർ ടെക്നിക്സ്. മെയിൻലി ദർ ആർ two categories of methods used. The first one is qualitative methods and the second one is quantitative methods. We are using qualitative and quantitative methods for demand forecasting. In case of qualitative methods, the important tools used are, first one, jury of executive method. Jury, it is a group of executives, it is a group of experts. So a group of experts are formed and this group will estimate, they will forecast the demand. This is jury of executive method. That is, a group of experts, a jury of experts will be assigned with the task of forecasting demand. Second, Delphi technique. Another qualitative technique is Delphi techniques. In case of Delphi technique also there are a group of experts, but the difference is that experts in remote places will be taking the decision, will be forecasting the demand. Decision എടുക്കാൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡിമാൻഡ് ഫോർകാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ a lot of experts, a group of experts are formed and these experts are at remote places, at different places. There are no relation, no contact between the experts. In case of jury of executive methods, the experts are joined together, they will meet together and will decide. But in case of Delphi technique, experts are at different places, at remote places. There are no connection between experts. There are no contact between experts. Experts in different places will suggest the techniques or will forecast the demand and it will be summed up, it will be analyzed from the organization. And third one is survey method. Survey method, we know it is the direct approach by the surveyor. Surveyor will directly approach the consumer, will directly go to the market approach the consumer and collect data, and they will forecast the demand. So these are the important qualitative methods: jury of executive method, Delphi technique, and survey method. And in case of quantitative methods, the important techniques are trend projection method. We will predict the demand based on trend analysis. We will show the trend in 2019. This is the demand. In 2020, this is the demand. So in 2021, this will be the demand. So we will calculate trend percentage, trend analysis. Second, moving average method. Here also we will estimate, forecast the demand based on the moving averages. We will calculate arithmetic mean or weighted average mean, etc. And this average will be used as the predicted value for future demand. Then there are also other casual methods, just like chain ratio method, consumption level method. We will consider the consumption level. Then leading indicator method. These are some of the quantitative methods of demand forecasting. So we discussed the areas: what is market and demand analysis, what are the considerations, what are the features, and what are the techniques or methods of demand forecasting. Okay, thank you very much.